Mister, it's David Aragon. David Aragon, your father. I don't know why I do all these funny things to the camera. Okay, so it's been a long time since I've recorded one of these videos for you. Normally I would, back when I first started doing these, I was doing them when I was driving home from the set of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and then even, I think somewhere when I was doing Haunted Mansion there in Georgia. But I don't drive really now. Most of the time I ride my motorcycle, so I can't do that. So I just wanted to record something for you really quick, kind of, maybe, hopefully, kind of give you thoughts of in my brain kicking around. I was thinking about it, and I don't know. I'm not really sure where it came from. I was talking to Michelle or somebody about parents and parenting and all that kind of stuff. So, you, Lexi, Patrick, none of you guys want kids, I don't think. So having kids isn't happening right now. It would be great if it did. Great if it's right for you. I don't know if I would have. I don't know. You never know how things are going to work out or not work out. I think you always try to do your best. I don't know of anybody personally that had kids when they were young, like young, like 16, 17, 18 kind of thing. I didn't have you. We didn't have you for a long time. But that worked out, I guess, because I was doing the Coast Guard stuff. And I don't know how that would have made any difference. It would have obviously made a difference because when you were born, it was life-changing, right? I mean, when you have a kid, it's like your world changes and all the focus is on you, right? So like before, and I probably told you this a bazillion times, but before you were born, I was doing music probably and doing computer stuff, repairing computers, building computers and that kind of thing. But then after you were born, and I guess I just didn't have the time or the patience or anything else to do those other things because you were in our life and you were the priority. So, and that's fine for you guys if you guys don't want kids right now because whatever reason. But anyway, back to my original thought. I guess you had to go around the bush 20 times with me to come to this point. But I wanted to let you know that I guess it's just a thought that I had that I hope that you know that I really did try to do my best with you. I think, I know that, for instance, I told you the story about when I was stationed at Grand Haven, Michigan at the group and standing my mid-watch. And that was when I was playing that helicopter game, not on watch, of course, but I was working and then something, I don't know what was up with mom or whatever, but she couldn't take care of you or something. So I had to take you to watch. So you were in your little car seat thing with me for 12 hours when I was on watch and in Grand Haven, Michigan. But anyway, we really did try to do our best. I guess I should speak for myself. I really tried to do my best. I shouldn't speak for anybody else. And it's when you get put in those situations, when I was put in whatever situation that I was in with you, I didn't know. I mean, I was younger, obviously, didn't have a kid. I knew that as a younger person, when I would babysit somebody, I didn't like it when the kids would cry. So thank goodness you were not a crier. And I cared for you, loved you. I tried to do all the different things with you, played with you, and all that kind of, we played cars and we played the paintball game and that kind of stuff. But the decisions that I've made over my time with you as a parent, I think I did the best that I could. And you never know. I mean, you just try. I know that I just, speaking for myself again, I just try to do the best that I can with the information that I have, right? So I don't know. I think I wanted to just let you know that part of me would like you to have like a kid so you could see that it isn't black and white. It isn't like right or wrong. It's not simple. It's not easy. And when your life changes, when you have a kid, to me anyway, it's everything revolves around your kid. So you do the best that you can. I did the best that I could, thinking of what I could possibly do to do the right thing. Like for instance, you know, when I would go to your school in California there, you know, being like a room parent and that kind of stuff. I don't know. I mean, I thought that was a good idea, but maybe, you know, maybe you have a different thought about that. Maybe you think that I was like being what they say now is like a helicopter parent, right? And then I do know that, for instance, and I on a previous video, I did mention that I was wrong for telling you that you shouldn't join the Marines. Because that was just me trying to be a protective parent, meaning that I didn't want you to be placed in a position that could hurt you or you could fail, or not fail, but you know what I mean? It's hard as a parent to see their kids have a hard time, or to see their kids struggle, or to, because you, as me, and I'm talking in general, but I'm talking about me. For me, I want to make sure that you have a good life. You have it not easy, because if life is easy, then life, I think, would be boring, no challenges and that kind of stuff. So going back to that, it's like like I told you before, I was wrong for saying that you shouldn't join the Marine Corps, because who am I to say what you should and shouldn't do? That's just a protective parent in me to make sure that I try to help you. And in doing that, you know, right or wrong, it's what I did. So all parents make mistakes. There is no parent on earth that doesn't make mistakes, right? I mean, obviously stuff happens, you know. But in general, I just want you to know that I really tried to do the best that I possibly could at the moment, and try to think things through and try to work them out and make sure that I treated you as well as I possibly could. And I guess I'm just beating the dead horse now because I'm saying the same thing. But I don't have another example besides that, really. But I just wanted to make sure that you knew that the things that I did in life, the choices that I made, were to try to provide the best life that I could as a parent for you. Even if it was like making you get up, for instance, like making you wake up and go to school or whatever. It was never, and I don't know, I guess this is just kind of dumb for me to say, because you probably know, I would think that you would know this, but maybe not, because I don't understand. So for me, I don't understand a lot now, because when I was 22, I joined the Coast Guard. I was enlisted, and pretty sure I wanted my dad to be proud of me. And I wanted to talk to my parents, but that was like before cell phones, obviously. because and even when I was in like Rademan A school, I remember writing poems and stuff, and maybe everybody's different. I mean, like you're a different creative person than I am because you're a reader and a writer and stuff. I'm more of a, I don't know. I don't know what I I don't really know what I am, but I'm not a reader for sure. Not well, I guess I'm a writer because I have these damn books that I've written and that kind of stuff. But it's not like, intelligent writing, right? So I guess that makes a difference. But I just don't understand that I try, and probably the most important, I'm at like 11 minutes now, but probably the most important thing is me wanted to make sure that you knew that I really tried to do my best as a parent. And now it's since it's so different from me with my parents and you with, you being you now being in the place that I was at. So I'm picturing myself in your place. And it's hard for me to not understand how you can't want to talk or answer the phone, or if that's, and I'm not judging. I'm not saying you're a bad person. You're terrible. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I just don't understand. And it could be because my parents died out of the blue, and I received the call, and by then it was too late, right? So not really sure, but I did want my parents to be proud of me. And I remember calling them and talking to them. So I just don't understand how kids, and calling you a kid even though you're like 5,000 years old now, don't pick up the phone every time, or don't respond to text all the time. Because in my mind, it would be easier just to say, hey, for 5 minutes, hey, I'm alive. I'm going to the bathroom, I can't talk. Or not, and I wouldn't say, don't lie to me. I mean, that would be, just tell me. I'm busy playing a game. What do you need, man? Because like the one, God, the one time when you were in Seattle, and where was that? Oh, I was in Alaska at the time. I was in Alaska, and you were stationed in Seattle, and somebody at your school or somebody in the Navy texted me or called me because they couldn't get a hold of you because and then you missed watch, and then I called and called and called. Called and texted like a zillion times because I didn't know what was going on. I mean, because stuff, I mean, God, people, and God forbid, I don't even want to say it because it's so horrible, but stuff happens, right? And I don't know. I'm not there. Not that I want to be a helicopter parent, but I would like to know that you were always safe. And if something happens, that I need to know about it so I can do something and be there. So when this person called and couldn't get a hold of you, I was freaking out, and I had to call Billy in Seattle, and he was wherever he lives, but that was like hours away from where you are. So he was like literally getting ready to jump in his truck when I finally got a hold of you, and apparently he would have to have left his island or the island or wherever he is and jumped on a ferry to get over to Bremerton or wherever you were. And it's like, God, it's so much easier to, even if it's just for a second, just answer the phone or answer a text. Hey, I'm okay, or whatever. And I know that you play video games and you probably have like loud headphones or whatever, but just, keep that in mind that I'm not trying to pester you. I'm just trying to, reach out to you and see how things are going, see how life is, see how the Navy is, see what you're doing, see how the games are going. Just learn stuff, talk to you, because it's always good to. It's always great to talk to you. It's always great to get your information, because like the other day when you called and you couldn't hear me talking to you. So you said some stuff and you updated me on, which, not ideal because we couldn't talk. You just told me some information that now I don't understand really because you haven't called back. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the whole thing. I just wanted to do a video to hope that you do know that I've always tried to do my best, even if it doesn't seem like it. Even if you think that I don't know. Even if you think that I mean, you can think whatever you want. I can't imagine that. But again, I guess, I don't know. I hope that you know that we really did try our best. I really did try to do everything I possibly could to make your life the best that it could be. And sure, I made mistakes. Sure, I fucked up here and there, right? I mean, stuff happens, but I don't know if they're going to keep this online with that F word, but when you look back, like when I look back at my parents, all parents, everybody, anybody who's a human has human issues, right? We all have personal issues, whatever they are, low self-esteem, whatever, all that kind of stuff, right? So just know that whatever it was, whatever you think I screwed up on, like, let's use my dad for example. My dad, and maybe it's just me that I give people the benefit of the doubt. Multiple times, like I was close with my mom because she was more of a stay-at-home mom, and my dad worked all the time and he was always busy. So if you probably don't remember, but when I was in and then you were younger, we would go back to Sitka like every year, every couple of years, whatever. Go back to Sitka, and then I would try to go see my dad, but my dad was always busy because he had his refrigeration business. He had the Channel Club. He was doing, who knows, other junk that he was doing. But he was always busy, so I would have to make sure that I went over to go see him. But, I mean, he did, when you were born, he did come over. He and Dottie came over he flew from Alaska to Michigan to meet you and stuff. So he's not a bad guy. He's just very, very busy. And he was focused on work because that's what he did, right? I mean, so looking back now, I'm glad that I, with you, took you and went to him because he didn't often come to us. And then the last trip that we did go, we might have been in Juneau at that time, I'm not sure. But when we went over to Sitka, and he was busy like he always was. I made sure that wherever he went, we went with him. And I remember that he went down to his boat to do some work, and we were like, well, I'm just going to go down there. So you and I went down to the boat, and even if it's just kind of like hanging out, not that it was like mind-blowing, a life-altering conversation that we had. I think just spending time with him, seeing him, and being around him is good. Was he a bad dad, a bad parent? No, I don't think so. I think every parent does. Besides some parents, I mean, some parents are blatantly not good when they abuse their kids or leave their kids in the cars for that kind of stuff. And we never did that. I remember my mom and dad. It was in Sitka, and it was downtown, like kind of almost downtown there where the McDonald's is. There used to be a Sears store, like a physical Sears building, like just a building right there. And I'm not sure what it was then, but I remember that us three boys were in this car, and my parents, or maybe just my mom, we were in the car, and she went inside, And this is Sitka, so it's not hot. I mean, it's like Sitka. But I remember that, I think probably Bones. I'm going to blame Bones because he's the older one. But it took it out of gear and it started rolling down this little hill, probably where towards where the McDonald's building is now. But I mean, they were great parents, I think. I mean, they provided, they worked, they spent time with us, they provide us with a structure, all that. And I think those are the things that I tried to do for you, and then add on the things additional things that beyond those parental structures, a house, a home, a food, clothes, all that kind of garbage. But beyond that, then I added my own stuff, like don't join the Marines because you can't hack it. I didn't say that, but I said probably not a good idea that you should join the Marines, because I just thought that it would be hard, and I didn't want to see you go through hard times. So anyway, long story short, this now is like 21 minutes of me trying to explain to you stuff that you probably won't understand until you have a kid. And then you'd be like, oh yeah, Dad was right that this, I'm trying. I guess it might not even be when you have a kid, because once you have a kid, then you're just focused on, doing the best for the kid. It's not until your kid grows up, and then that kid, as an older person, says, hey, Dad, Shane, Shane, Dad, you were a terrible parent because you didn't give me, an allowance every week, or whatever this person, because I can't control what you think, just like later on, you're not going to be able to control what your kid thinks, even though you tried to provide and do all the things that you thought were right, doesn't mean that your kid is going to understand that. So anyway, long story short, I've been rambling for a long time, but today is the 16th of August, 2026, and just a couple of days ago, you called me, and I immediately answered. I was doing something, and I plugged in my headphones to the phone, because I have the wired ones that I use a lot, and you were talking. I was thinking that when I answered, because I answered and then plugged it in, and I thought that you couldn't hear me because I did that, and then I unplugged, and then you were still talking, and I think you were talking through your car system, so that's why you weren't able to hear me. But anyway, you said some things, but I didn't have the chance to talk to you about them. But that's it. This is a first video for a long time, but I'll put it online just to have it out there, just to make sure that you know that I love and miss you. And I hope that you know that I really did try my best as a parent to love and care for you and do all those things. So that's it. I love you. Bye. Oh, don't forget, my name is David Aragon, and I'm your father. Love you. Bye.